Coming to you all the way from Norfolk, Virginia, Go On Podcast presents How Embarrassing with Molly and Jeff.
How embarrassing!
How embarrassing!
How embarrassing! Whoa. Welcome to How Embarrassing. It's a podcast about all of our embarrassing lives. My name's Molly.
And I'm Jeff.
And Jeff. First of all, I just want to say the day this podcast is being released is a special boy's birthday. That's right. Jeff's birthday.
Forgot about that. This is my birthday episode. Yay.
That's right.
Uh-oh.
It's Jeff's big day today. So everybody out there, little worms, make sure you show some love to Jeffy Doo. Jeff, do you have any goals
and
for
I'll be
your...
getting vaxxed my second vax. What?
Oh, I was going to say, you're getting your second vaccine on your birthday?
On my birthday. So while you're listening to this, I'm getting that second shot, baby.
Oh, nice.
Oh my gosh, me too. I'm actually getting the second vaccine for your birthday. Do you have any goals for your... Is this your 30th?
This is my 30th birthday. Yeah.
Whoa, that's awesome.
way.
Dirty 30. Uh-oh.
Do you have any goals for your next decade?
My first goal is to get fully vaccinated. So
Shoot for the
I
moon.
can achieve that goal on day one and not
Fingies
care about the
crossed.
rest of the decade. And that's
I love-
basically my plan.
I love to make a to-do list with stuff that I've already done just so I can check off those things.
Dude,
Yeah.
we're going to the
Yeah.
fucking strip club. And we're not going to like any Hampton Road strip clubs. We're going to Atlanta.
Yeah, we're going
Atlanta
to
strip
Atlanta.
Yep.
Hot
Watch out.
Atlanta.
Watch out, Atlanta. Atlanta.
I am so excited to go to a strip club. I've
Well,
been waiting to for so long. It's so weird that you have to be 30 to go to one.
yeah. Are you gonna buy cigarettes?
Yeah, I'm going to try smoking soon.
Whoa.
No, that is one thing I will do in my 30s is not smoke anymore.
We're going to Magic City, baby. Magic City.
Magic City, Maryland.
Where's that?
No. no. The strip club. The famous strip club in Atlanta.
Oh, I didn't know they were famous.
Yeah,
strip
no
clubs.
one knows what you're talking about, Matt. But Jeff, did you do anything embarrassing? Actually, Jeff did something embarrassing this week,
Yeah, I did.
right in front of me.
What?
So, my boyfriend Barrett Sigmund, hottest man on earth, his birthday was on Saturday, and so Jeff was at my house, and I just all of a sudden hear this loud noise, shattering glass, and I was like, "What the fuck did this boy do now?" And so my grandfather, who passed away,
His ghost?
who I was very close to, he gave me this painting that he did a long time ago, and he had this nice frame for it, and he was like, "You're my only grandchild who ever wanted one of my pieces of art, so I framed this for you," and all that. It was a very beautiful moment. And Jeff knocked it off the wall and shattered it. So
Oh, you dummy.
So, first of all, the painting was crooked.
okay, first of all, don't fuck with my shit. Maybe I wanted it to be crooked.
It was slightly crooked. I went to adjust it. And then 2 seconds later, I turned around and I heard booms.
I heard booms.
I heard booms and smashes. And I went, uh-oh, that was me. But then I look at the back of the frame, and then I look at the fucking nail that she put into the wall to hold this frame, and they made no sense. She had a hook coming out of her wall. You know when you have the wires holding your paintings?
Yeah.
You know, the wire. She had that for the hook. But then the back of the frame was one of those classic ones with the little holes in it where you just put a nail through it,
So
it hardly was ever staying up there. I don't know how it hadn't fallen before.
the little hole was through the hook.
But the hook was designed for a thin little wire, not a. You had
Jeff,
you had a hook.
You
on a hook.
you dare come to my property and knock my dead grandpa painting off the wall and then blame me?
And tell her how to
Yeah.
hang her frames? Oh.
You tell me how to hang my dead grandpa's artwork?
Well,
I
you
don't think
obviously-
so, honey.
You're
I gotta
haunted
teach you
now.
about
He's haunting
bugs.
your ass, Jeff.
Yeah.
All right. I got an
His soul
embarrassing
was in
story
that
about
painting.
Molly from the same night.
Okay.
Get back at her now.
Damn it.
So you know how Molly's been like a skater girl for the past 2 months or
Oh
whatever?
my
Yeah.
God, this is actually really
She's a skater girl. She said, "See you later, girl."
So during this party, it was probably like, I don't know, 9 o'clock at night. I had a good buzz going, and I was like, hey, doesn't Barrett, Molly's boyfriend, the hottest man alive, doesn't he have skates now? Like, what size is his foot? And same foot as mine. So I tried them.
Same foot.
And I was like, I've skated like twice in my life. I used to rollerblade a lot, but actual skates, like twice. And so Molly's like, I'll teach you. And she kind of grabs her skates and we like
I
get
don't
them.
think I said I would teach you.
I think you did. But I get up and I'm like a little wobbly. Molly gets up and she's a little wobbly also. And then I start like pushing myself around. Like 30 seconds later, I'm like, okay,
You
This
got
is
the
easy.
hang of it.
this is easy. And then I turn around, I'm like skating around, and then I turn around and Molly's like walking like an old grandma. Like who like I felt like I needed to go find her walker. I was like, wait, I thought you've been skating for 2 months now.
Okay, in my defense, I was so drunk. Like, had been drinking since 3 p.m. It's now
Yikes.
9 o'clock. I'm about
that-
ready for bed.
Molly, you use that excuse too much.
You know what? It works every time.
I think I got like a good 35 miles per hour on those skates at one point. I was just trying to see how fast I could go.
I know you honestly, I was impressed. You were soaring. I was like, wow, look at him go. Then I was like, I should not be on wheels right now.
Yeah, then you fell then Molly falls in the intersection. And like I'm like, Molly, get up. There's cars trying to get through this intersection.
I was like,
And then
I
this car slowly pulls around and it's like rolls down the window and they're like, hey, I was trying to learn how to skate last week also, and I was just like you. And just
They were trying to like commiserate with me. I was like, I'm too drunk.
ugh. What
That
a
was
weekend.
embarrassing, but luckily I was drunk, so I didn't care. And luckily I knew Jeff was my friend and he was there to support me.
Yeah,
And now
right.
it's time for our sponsors to support us with an ad break.
Great segue.
So you just push your feet like this and you just start going? Is that how you do?
That's right, sir. Go ahead. Try it out.
Okay. Oh, okay. I'm getting the hang of this. Are you gonna come follow me so that you make sure I don't fall?
I'm actually not certified to do that, but look, this is Steve.
That's a giant blow up toy.
Yeah. So how
Should I
embarrassing.
carry him for support while I skate?
Yeah, the How Embarrassing podcast is sponsored by Blow Up Steve. Blow Up Steve is your buddy for when you go roller skating and you're a little nervous. If you fall down, just fall on top of Steve. He'll break your fall. Go to blowupsteve.com/howembarrassing and get your Steve for your next skating adventure today.
Blow up Steve, blow up Steve. Hey everybody, blow me Steve.
It's blow up, not blow me.
I feel comforted now.
All right. Well, moving right along. And actually, one more thing about the roller skating. I was really drunk and I also wasn't wearing my knee pads or elbow pads. So I felt really exposed. Anywho, our next guest.
Our next guest.
Next. Enough about me and the roller skates. Let's get someone else in the room. You know her. She is, there is a chance that she might be your mom.
Whoa. God, that blew my mind. There's a chance that she might be your neighbor.
And there's a chance that she has touched you.
Okay. What?
She's a massager.
A massager.
A masseuse.
She's a Hitachi wand massager.
Please welcome to the podcast, Ramona.
Hi, everybody. I have to real quick go back to the whole dead grandpa painting thing. Command strips, Molly. Command strips.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
I don't
amazing.
like that shit. I don't trust a command strip. But I actually do want to say really quick, on the floor next to me on my carpet.
There she goes. She's off on the floor, gouging around.
This is a good
Is
pod.
the wire, the spool of wire I was supposed to use to hang all my pictures.
Wait.
Oh, okay.
Now I'm like trusting what
Okay,
Jeff
so-
said.
But you understand that you put the hooks on for the wire.
I know, but Jeff, when I first moved in my house, I was in a rush just trying to get the walls decorated and mistakes were made. But I would say you made the bigger mistake by fucking with it.
Don't fuck with my
It's
grandpa.
crooked.
Oh, Lord. Oh,
I mean,
Ramona, are you embarrassed to be here today?
No, not at all. Not at all. Though I don't know if I would let the kids listen to this because they're old enough now where they could listen to it and actually understand my stories. And so I
That's
have
not-
to be careful. now,
That's
'cause,
not
you know,
good.
That's not good. You know, I liked it better when they were like 6 or 7. They didn't realize, but now, you know, they're almost 13 and 15. So
They're too. The kids are
Yeah.
too woke. You got to put them back to sleep.
yeah, it's something,
Gotta sleep.
something, you know, keep them in the rooms. I should have raised them like Mormon or something where you just keep them sheltered. They wear Jesus panties, you know, maybe.
You should have.
You
Yeah,
should
that'd be kind of silly. They'd be like, "Why? So why'd you raise your kids Mormon?"
I thought it'd be funny.
Just the kids, not us. You know,
Yeah.
I like
No, we think it's
caffeine and-
nonsense.
yeah, I like caffeine and alcohol together most of the time. So yeah, no, I don't do that. But yes,
Oh my gosh, for loco. All right. Well, you've come with some stories to share. Let's get into that. I want
Yeah.
to hear some tales from the life of Ramona.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I used to be a massage therapist. That's what the correct term is. Massager. Massager sounds well.
I thought it was a
That's okay for-
masseuse.
No, not a masseuse.
Not a
I mean,
masseuse.
I personally care, but some of them, like, they get really testy,
Okay.
like mean. And if you say that to them, they may put in like an elbow in your piriformis, which is and your piriformis is this tiny muscle between, like, on your hips in the middle of your ass. It's not fun when that has to get massaged. So,
Wait.
Yeah.
It's a tiny
Your
muscle in
spine?
the middle of your ass. Are you talking
Yeah,
about your asshole? They're gonna put a fist up your ass?
No, not like that. So like the hips, there's like the gluteus maximus minimus that kind of cover each other, and then they lift the knee up. And this is my first embarrassing story. So when I was a massage student, they teach you. I went to Advanced Fuller School of Massage in Virginia Beach to go to massage school back in like 2003. Like, were any of you alive during that time, or barely alive?
I was
Not
just
yet.
born.
So old. So anyway, I'm there, and they teach you to like lift. So someone's laying face down, so their head's in a hole, and it's this dude, right? And I lift his leg up, and he had already had like this like huge boner during the massage,
Oh.
and we're taught in school to ignore him. Like, the rule is, if a guy gets erected, because it's a natural physiological reaction,
Yeah.
you know, so as long as he doesn't ask you to touch it, he doesn't touch it, you just ignore it and leave it alone. So he had one. I flipped him over, so he had to tuck it up underneath, and I move his knee. Well, his knee becomes dislocated, like it moves to one area, and then I like freak out and like I grab accidentally and touch balls and dick.
Oh.
So not only have I
Grab?
maimed him, but I accidentally, like, as a
Oh my
student, I freaked
God.
out trying to get the sheets. And as I was getting the sheets, I went underneath it. I was like, oh no, that's a big handful of no.
It's like a Kathy Bates move.
It was awful.
Yeah.
I felt
How did
so
this
bad.
guy react to that? Was he like, "Whoa"?
I don't think he noticed the groping so much as his knee being dislocated. So I was
Oh,
not a
good.
massage therapist very long. I
Oh.
realized I'm not good at it
Oh
at
my
all.
god.
I'm really good at like running the day spa, but that's like my most embarrassing personal massage story is the danger of seeing, and you need, if you get a chance to get a massage by a student massage therapist, it's really good for that. They need the experience. They
Yeah.
need the work. You know, they typically have, and here's the worst part of it. I had an instructor in the room with me. So, you know, they were watching and guiding me. And so they saw all this happen and they didn't stop it. I'm like, it was just a cluster of all kinds of fucks.
Oh my god.
Well, It's kind of good though that you dislocated his kneecap to distract from the sexual assault.
Yeah, so I accidentally. So when sometimes you hear those guys go, "No, I accidentally groped her tits," I'm kind of like, you know what? It possibly could happen. So
No, I accidentally broke her ankle and then grabbed her tit.
yes, my penis accidentally made its way into her vagina. I don't know how. Yeah. So no, sexual assault serious. Kids, take it seriously.
Right,
But
it's serious.
yeah, it is serious. But I do own a day spa in the Hampton Roads area, and I was telling Molly and Jeff off air that when people take off clothes, they make bad decisions. And typically, when people come into a day spa, they take off clothes to get massaged and waxed and all kinds of things. And we once had a guy come in. This is embarrassing because I had to kick him out. He came to see our esthetician who does waxing, like full body waxing. And we used to, when we didn't know the guys, we would let them come in and get Brazilians because some men like to be completely clean down there and that's their choice.
Yeah.
Cool. So, he came in and she got him set up and he had this like suitcase with him. We're like, okay, no big deal. It's probably like work. No, it was full of his cock rings and he put one on to like apparently he was like, I need my penis out of the way. And my esthetician was like, no. So he's like, well, I'm not leaving. So I had to go in and say, sir, you either need to remove. See, I'm laughing because it was so bad, and it wasn't that big. It wasn't like it wasn't anything impressive. None of the men.
So he said he was using it to keep his penis out of the way
of the wax, and we're like, no, it doesn't work like that.
Also, wait. He had a suitcase of cock rings? How many cock rings are in a suitcase?
I don't know. It was
you can have a pocket of 20.
I don't know. It had something. We don't know what else is in the suitcase. We're assuming it was full of cock rings. It could have been assumed. God knows what was in there. Okay. Maybe he thought, hey, she'd be into this.
There
could have been all my other stuff.
A blow up Steve in there.
Yes.
Oh,
yes. Or roller skates.
There's definitely a butt plug with like a ponytail coming out of it.
Something. So we explained to him, sir, this is not appropriate. Yeah. Like I'm having to talk to him like you would a 3-year-old.
That's
crazy.
Sometimes
3-year-olds, if you've ever been around a 3-year-old, they go through like the toddler stage. They go through like their what my kids when they were that age called ninny stage, where they get naked and they run around, and you have to explain like, child, this is not appropriate. So I'm talking to him like a 3-year-old, going, sir, this is not appropriate. So here's what's going to happen. You're going to take that off, and you can still get your service. But if you don't take that off, we're kicking you out and we're charging you the full, and it's like $70 to get something waxed down there. So, it's one of those things. And so those are the kind of things like people are like, day spa must be fun. No, it's not sometimes because you have to deal with morons like that. The best day spa store we had though was Drunk Lady. I always measure this however my kids are. So Addison's 12 right now.
Yeah.
So she was about 2 when this happened. So this was like 10 years ago.
You can use Molly's first name if you want.
No. This is a lady who's now my age. So I'll be 41 in May. So, I'm coming up on my, I'm in my 40s. I'm turning my 30s. Yeah, whatever. When she's in her 40s, things start creaking. So this lady shows up in a sensible mom haircut, driving a Volvo minivan. And the only thing she had to do was 11 o'clock in the morning. She had to get a facial and a massage. That's it. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a really awesome day. Like that's a real chill day.
Sounds like a fun morning to me.
Yes. Well, she showed up like batshit drunk. So the massage therapist put her in the room. And at that point, if you're too intoxicated, you can't consent to care. So we cannot do the service. It's just, it would be unethical to do that because if they went in too deep, she couldn't say no. So she comes to me, and my mom is actually the founder of our day spa. So my mom was doing a massage. So I had to go into the massage and explain to my mother what was going on because I didn't know what to do. And my mom was like, okay, you finish this massage. So I'm like, great. She's leaving her with the worst massage therapist ever. She might get groped and dislocated.
Yeah.
Finished up that client's massage. She was almost done. And by the time I get there, they had decided to let the lady sleep it off. They're like, okay, we're just going to let her sleep it off and we'll just figure it out later. No, the minute they say that, she pops up, titties all hanging out because she got herself naked on the massage table. And she's like, I gotta go. I gotta get my chip. I gotta go get my chip. And I'm like in my mind going, oh, honey, you're not getting a chip today. So obviously she was in some type of 12-step program that she fell out of. Oh, no, it gets worse. So we decide, okay, she's awake. She wants to leave. We can't let her leave. We can't let her drive home. This is not safe. So we're going to call her emergency contact. No, emergency contact doesn't answer the phone. So then we decide you can call the non-emergency number for the police department because we needed someone to help get the lady. And so I call the police and I say, hey, I need you to send a female officer. And they're like, well, why a female? I'm like, well, she's naked right now. And I think she'd be more comfortable with female. They're like, okay. The officer they send looked like a damn CoverGirl model. This is the most beautiful police officer I have ever seen. Like high cheekbones and everything. So and super fit. I was like, oh my. So she comes in, we get there. By that point, we had gotten the lady dressed. So already, yay, ladies dressed, no more titties flopping around.
Love
And
that.
she's still, yeah. So she's still like, okay, I gotta go. And the officer doesn't think she's drunk. She thinks she's having some like a mental episode. So they made a plan. The officer was going to drive her home. One of us was going to drive her Volvo minivan to her house and just leave her there. Well, then the officer goes, I need her ID to check that her address is correct in the system. And that's when the lady goes, you ain't getting my fucking ID. You ain't getting my government ID. And you ain't getting my keys. Those are government keys. And the officer was like, no, ma'am. You don't talk to me like that. You don't talk to me again. Talking like toddler. You don't talk to me like that. And they go back and forth. And finally, the officer's like, you know what? Fine. You're going downtown. But she wasn't going to arrest her. She was just going to put her in the car. Well, then the lady tried to make a break for it.
Oh, no.
She tries to run off. And so she runs down her hallway. The officer chases after her. And she literally like pushes her up against the wall like an episode of Cops. And she's like, that's it. Open up her purse. I don't know if that was legal, but she was like, open up her purse to my mom and I. We open up and there are 7 absolute Citron bottles in there. 3 of them gone. And so the officer's like, you told me you lied. You told me you didn't have anything. And the lady goes, they planted those. They planted those. And I'm like, wow. So the lady became so belligerent, the officer had to hog tie her. She had to call backup on a 40-year-old woman in a sensible mom haircut on a Wednesday morning. And they had to carry her out like she was a pig tied up, ready to roast. And as she's walking out, the lady looks at this and she goes, this is shitty service. And they take her out the door. And so, I forgot one thing. So when she was resisting arrest, the officer was like, I will tase you. I will tase you. And my mom whispers to me, my mom goes, and this is the embarrassing part. She goes, I kind of want to see her get tased. And I'm like, what the hell are you into, you psycho woman? Then like 2 days later, this does have a happy ending. So she's obviously drunk and we had to shut down the spot. We had to send people out without pay. Like it disturbed everything. So that was embarrassing too, because I'd explained to customers, like, I'm so sorry your massage is getting canceled because a white lady showed up drunk for her day. Like, but how sad is her life that she has to show up drunk? So she calls back. That was I think on like a Tuesday. She calls back Friday. She goes, hi, this is such and such. And like, oh, I remember you. And she goes, I just wanted to call and apologize. In my mind, I'm going, yay, you're at that step. Way to go. And then she goes, I assume I'm banished. I'm like, oh no, you didn't sexually harass anybody. So you're fine. Come on in. For many years, we had the a note saying she was the drunk lady. Eventually, we took it off, and now she's just a regular client. But
wow, she still frequents the spa.
Still frequents.
Wow,
the spa.
12 steps work. That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if they work in her real life, but she's never showed up drunk here again. So, but that's the kind of stuff people assume. Oh, it's so relaxing. Oh, it's so this, and I'm like, no, we get this kind of stuff where people are stupid again, or you accidentally grope a man in the balls. So, yeah.
Oh my God.
My job is so boring.
Yeah,
I sit at a desk.
I don't get to grope anyone. Man, damn it.
Yeah, I don't dislocate anyone.
Damn. No drunkies come in.
Like the way I groped this guy, my husband wouldn't even let me do it to him. Okay, like that's how serious it was.
I just got a haunting visual that I really
you guys know my
get
husband.
out of my head.
So yeah, and the challenge is now too is that we have these stories and they get shared, and now my teenagers are starting to hear these stories, and so they're starting to look at me in different ways. And the thing is, the host of the show, they know my children, and they're not really children anymore. As Molly was saying, you know, my oldest is like gargantuously tall, and the younger one is not far behind. And I'm like, they just stretch. And my biggest fear, y'all, as a mother, is walking in on him doing something I never need to see.
Oh yeah.
I just every time his door is closed or he's in the shower, I'm like, oh God, no. I can't go there. I can't go there. I can't knock. I can't acknowledge. I can't do anything.
Yeah.
So if he ever listens to this, he'll know the power he really has. To
Yeah.
know that if his door's closed, mom doesn't really want to walk
You're
in.
like she's too scared.
Like, so that's it. You know, it just being a mom and being a business owner. It's kind of similar things. You deal with a lot of crazy situations. You never know what's going to happen, and you just pray to God that you know get the cop that's willing to tase the lady in the lobby.
Or that you don't see what you don't want to see.
Yes.
But it sounds like you see a lot of what you don't want to see at work.
Yeah, unfortunately.
I do have I guess an update.
Okay.
So I was like curious. I was like in my head, I was like, okay, maybe a cock ring would keep your like genitals away from your like legs and stuff. Like I started at first, I was like, that's so weird. I was like, wait, maybe it kind of makes sense. Pushes your balls out further away from your body and whatnot.
Yeah.
And so I Google like cock ring and waxing and stuff. And I keep fucking trying to like reframe it so it's not mostly porn. And then I think I got to the right thing and I click on it. And because he was like, oh yeah, I started wearing a cock ring while I was going for waxes, like, and blah blah blah. And I was like, oh okay, this guy's like talking about it as a thing. And then like halfway through, like kind of scrimming, fucking just reading through that, I noticed this is erotic fiction. it slowly turned into him like he's like, so the next time I took a little blue pill before I went and put 2 cock rings on. I was like, okay, I thought this was informational. God,
just trying to do some research.
I'm just trying to figure out. It kind of makes sense, but no, you're right. Everything is porn, and if someone shows up to get waxed with a cock ring on, they're a perv. They need to take it off or get the fuck out.
Yeah. You heard it here first.
Yeah, little worms.
It's sad we even have to acknowledge that that's a thing. Like you would assume, like life, you would know. Okay, 2 of these things don't belong to each other. You know.
Also, if
Yeah.
I wanted to get like wax down there, I feel like I would assume that the person doing the waxing would know how to do that without like hurting me. You know, like I'm sure they have all the material they need to do the waxing. I don't need to bring my own bag of hundreds of I
have a controversial thing to say. I kind of see his point.
Oh no, you're down my path now.
Because I feel like when you're getting something waxed, you want to stretch the skin as tight as possible. Like you don't want to wax a saggy surface. You want to kind of stretch it out so it hurts less. It's like when you rip a Band-Aid off really fast. You don't want the slow and saggy and the pulley of the skin. So I feel like if the surface is erect.
Yeah, but that's the thing is that's the deal breakers. You can't be erect. Like you just heard Ramona says, like, you know, that's
because you legitimately, if you're erect, that means all the blood flow is going down to that area. And the last thing you want when people are literally ripping the hair out from the hair follicles is more blood down there because that's more sensation.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just thinking about skin being saggy. But now I'm back on team no cock ring. That guy's perv.
Nice. We got you there. We all had our little journeys through that.
It's time for an ad.
Yeah.
Hello, though, sir. Welcome to Sammy's Suitcases and Luggage Emporium. Can I help you find something today?
I've never seen you working here before.
I work here all the time. I'm Sammy. You see the neon sign out front? It says Sammy's Suitcases and Luggage Emporium. Can I help you find something?
Yes. I'm looking for a suitcase that's about the size of a cock ring.
One single cock ring?
Yeah, I just need a suitcase that's roughly that size. It's not for a cock ring. It's for something else that's the same size.
Well, listen here, ma'am. we have a suitcase for you. That's right. Here at Sammy's Suitcases and Luggage Emporium, we have all kinds of luggages, suitcases, and purses in cock ring sizes. That's right. We have a 1 cock ring size suitcase. We have a 2 cock ring size suitcase. We have all the way up to 100 cock ring size suitcases so that you can have a carry-on for your hard-on.
Gee, thanks, Sammy.
That's right. Come on down to Sammy's Suitcase and Luggage Emporium and just tell them How Embarrassing Podcast with Molly and Jeff sent you, and we'll throw in a free cock ring.
Can I just say, Matt, I can't believe that you are so sick of watching me and Jeff fumble through these godforsaken ads that you just decided to take over.
Yeah, I know.
I also
It's
like how
I cannot watch Molly and Jeff fucking fail.
And then
He
you try
also
to
said,
tag mine
"Hello,
too by
sir."
saying like, I've never seen you before. I was like, let's fly right past that little negation and go
I know.
straight
I
He
to.
know.
also said, I feel like Matt was like, "Hello, sir," and I like leaned up into the mic, and Molly
Yeah,
was
and
like,
Molly was
"Hi,
like,
I
nope."
can speak. I have voice."
Okay, that's fine. I'll just do the same thing I do every time you guys yell at me for talking too much. I will be muting my microphone for the next 2 minutes.
Okay, it's
Oh,
never
sad.
lasted 2 minutes before.
Now she
Anytime.
did. The viewers couldn't see this, and I'll probably edit this out. But Molly, purposely for the last ad, previous to Sammy's Suitcase Emporium, she let Jeff go first, and Jeff didn't even know what to do. He blanked for a solid full minute. Wasn't that right, Molly?
Full minute.
Molly.
Oh, you saying you're editing out that full minute of me thinking of something to do?
Yep.
That minute of me going, uh.
Also, I'm going to edit out this like 2 minutes where Molly is pretending to not want to talk or do
I
anything.
assumed that's what.
Oh,
you were
I'm
talking
sorry.
about.
You guys saying you need me to come back and run the show?
I think it's time for games and segments.
Segments and games. Fuck.
Mary. Ray.
Neglect.
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 Mary kill raise. Neglect.
Neglect. All right, everybody. That's right. It's your favorite time of the podcast where we play a brand new game that's never been even played before. It's just invented on the spot. Nothing's even similar to it. It's called Fuck, Marry, Kill, Raise, Neglect. So I'm going to explain the rules of the game, Ramona. You're going to be our lovely contestant. And we're going to give you 5 options. You have to fuck one. You have to marry one. You cannot fuck the one you marry. You have to kill one. You cannot fuck the one you kill before, after, or during the murder. You have to raise one as your own child. You cannot fuck the one you raise. Woody Allen rule applies here. And unfortunately, you must neglect one. And you can fuck the one you neglect. I don't care.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. Fuck, marry, kill, raise, neglect. Your options are me,
Me.
yourself, and eggs.
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 Eggs, like eggs, the
Benedict.
side dish.
Or any eggs.
Yeah, eggs of the.
Okay, I immediately want to like kill the eggs because I hate eggs. I will not eat them.
All right.
hate
Nice.
them.
Okay.
Good.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
no, they're gone.
We're team anti-egg. on
We
this
hate
podcast.
eggs on this podcast.
We don't get them. They're not that good.
They're gross.
There's no point. They're
They're
dumb.
gross. They're
Put them
unhatched
into my
chickens.
like baked goods, but that's
Yeah,
it.
that's fine. But no, I won't eat mayonnaise. Like no,
Oh.
like
Oh,
I
I'm different there.
I'm cool with
No.
mayo. I'm cool with mayo, but an egg, forget about it.
now you're my people because I'll make eggs for those people I live with because they like them. But me eating hell no, gross.
No.
Oh, wow.
No egg.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I have
All right.
strong opinions on that.
So
okay.
we kill the egg.
We killed the egg. It's
Egg
gone.
dead.
All right. Let's see. I feel like if I neglected Molly, she would like hurt me in some way. But I also feel like if I married Molly,
I
she would
don't
mess
like
up all
to
my-
be neglected.
That's the middle child in you. That's middle child syndrome. I also feel like if I married Molly, that would be a lot of work. It would be a lot of work because
be a lot of
the
work.
amount of like hanging the photos. But she's
Yeah.
very attractive, and I think it'd make her hot boyfriend like super, super happy. So I would fuck Molly. That's my answer.
Nice.
Nice. Okay,
Nice.
so there's there. Okay, so
Fuck.
we've killed the eggs.
Molly
We're
got
fucking
fucked.
Molly. I think I would, believe it or not, marry Jeff because I know Matt fairly well.
Mm-hmm.
And Matt is persnickety about his space.
Yes,
So
I am.
Actually, wait, no, I want to take that back. Wait, I need to think about this. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Because I feel like Matt, Cole, and I are the same this way. I don't like a lot of clutter or unnecessary like stuff. It bothers, and I married the clutteriest person on the planet who's a doll.
Yeah.
I love him so much, but I'm just like, if you bring more shit into my house, I swear to God, I'm going to kill you. Okay. So yeah. All right. So I'm going to marry Matt Cole.
Yes.
So like he and I would get along marriage wise would be good. I don't mind the Nick Cage obsession. I enjoy pizza, all those things.
It's going to work out.
It would work out. Okay. You know, we both podcast for a living. So yeah. Okay. So that's good. All right. So we're going to fuck Molly. We're going to kill eggs, and we're going to marry Matt.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So it's neglect
and raise. And yourself or Jeff. That's who's left. So choose wisely.
We're going to raise Jeff. I feel like he needs some hand holding because he's about to turn 30. And that's an interesting decade because you're finally an adult, like you're finally there, but you're not. It's very strange. Yeah. And my 30s were a little bit, the first half of them were great. The second half weren't as good till the end because I had a really bad personal tragedy when I turned about 36. And so it would be nice to relive those moments with somebody and help them get to their 30s without like a major personal tragedy. So I think I would raise Jeff.
Nice.
Which means I'll neglect myself, but I'm a mom and a business owner, so that happens naturally anyway. Yay! I feel good about my choices.
And that was another rousing game of fuck, marry, kill, raise, neglect.
Eggs. Fuck, marry, kill. Eggs, raise, neglect. Eggs.
All right.
Fuck, eggs, marry, eggs.
So we actually have something that's never happened before on this podcast. We had a listener write in.
Wait, we've had that before. It's called the fan mailbag, and we have a whole theme song for it. We've done this segment. Is it a new person writing in? Because we've had it happen before.
This is a person, like a stranger, just a fan.
It's time for fan. Yeah,
time for fan mailbag.
Fan mailbag. Yo, what's in that bag?
Open that bag.
Is that fan mail? Let's see
mailbag.
That shit.
It's fan mail from a male fan or a female fan.
Fan mailbag. All right. Yeah, let's get into this little mail.
Yes, I was so excited to get this via DM on Instagram.
Whoa.
I have agreed not to say their name because they use like their family name as an Instagram. It's like the blank like the Graham family, but it's not the Graham family because I'm the Graham family.
Oh, I gotcha.
But someone wrote this in. They wrote in an embarrassing story. So, hey, I'm a big fan of the podcast and I have a story to submit if that's okay. It is okay. A couple of years ago, it was my daughter's school sports day, so I went along for the day to cheer her on. Every year, there is a parent sack race, so I decided to have some fun and take part in the race while wearing a long skirt. I think I see where this is going.
Ooh, la la.
About halfway through the race, I accidentally grabbed onto the side of my skirt instead of the sack and proceeded to completely pull my own skirt down and fully flashed my pair of black lace panties off to the crowd watching. Due to the heat of the moment and the noise of the day, it took around 20 seconds for me to realize what had happened. And I finished the race jumping and running in just a t-shirt and panties. Mortified doesn't cover it.
Yes.
You know what? I'm gonna call it blank family member because at least she was wearing cute panties and not like period day panties.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's a woman. So good for her on that.
Yeah.
Is that her kids event at school?
Right. Everybody knows that student field day or whatever, like the parents hook up like crazy. It's just like a fuck fest, you know?
Oh, you think she was trying to attract all the
Yeah, she was wanting it. And by the way, I'm sorry, I wrote that story, some of my erotic fan fiction about field day.
Shut up.
Oh man. I keep confusing erotic fan fiction for everything. I thought it was information on cock rings earlier.
I can't believe we got another erotic fan fiction mix up in this episode.
Hey, all the little worms out there, if anyone wants to write erotic fan fiction
About us?
About us.
please submit it.
Can you imagine?
I got a good title for one: From Neglected to Sexted.
That would be good. How embarrassing fan. What's another good how embarrassing fan fiction?
The plot of that
title?
one is somebody
doesn't have
neglects
to be
me.
erotic.
They choose neglect, but then they feel so sorry for me after the show that they sext me.
Oh my
I'm gonna write
gosh.
that one.
Oh.
I have
pity
one.
sext.
Pity sext.
From little worm to big sperm.
The Molly story.
How I found love on a podcast.
Oh my god. Okay. And that was fan mail
Fan
per
bag.
hour.
Fan bag.
Fan bag. Fan bag.
Yeah, it's called fan bag now.
Fan bag.
Fan bag. Yo, what's in that bag?
Fan bag.
That's what I thought. Fans in the bag.
Fan bag. Fan bag. Bag. All right. Well, we have come to the end of the road here. Ramona, do you have anything you want to plug? Anything you're working on? Anything you want to promote? Any message for the fans?
I mean, I have a professional life. If you want to hear more fun stories of the day spa, I do have a podcast. It is for day spa business owners, but I do say fuck a lot on that podcast, so that's fun.
Cool.
It's that kind of show. It's called Spapreneur. So you can look that up. But really, just be nice. Give Molly and Jeff a rate and review because this show's hilarious. And do that. I'm gonna plug your. I'm gonna plug your show. How about that?
Nice.
Love that. Plug our show on the show.
Let's go and right now get your app open. You know how to do that.
Open it up.
You're
Open
already
it up.
listening.
Come on.
It's
You're
open.
listening, but go in there and do that 5 stars and give it a review.
Yeah.
Share your favorite cock ring story. You've got to have one.
Yeah, in the reviews. Let's read them up.
Oh.
Did we ruin your life today?
Oh, definitely not. No.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. No. Again, when you get to your 40s, honestly, you just don't give a fuck. When it comes. Well, I mean, it's true. With age comes this kind of maturity of knowing. It's like, you know what? Really, honestly, at the end of the day, as long as your kids somewhat like you and they don't want to murder you, you're doing okay.
All right. You heard it here first, little worms. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming onto the podcast. And little worms out there, until next time, keep wiggling.
Thanks so much for listening to How Embarrassing Podcast with Molly and Jeff. Go on production. If you have an embarrassing story or erotic fan fiction and like to be a guest on How Embarrassing, send us an email at howembarrassingpodcast@gmail.com.
Cock rings.
I forgot to say a word.
Say cock rings again.
Cock rings.
All right. I'm going to use that instead of Jeff's.
Okay.